Welcome everyone to Chat Central. I'm Shauna.
I'm JB.
And I'm Shell. We're friends who chat about pop culture, politics, and everything in between.
So grab a drink, get comfortable, and we hope that you enjoy our Chat Central podcast. Nothing is off limits. Well, welcome back, everybody, to episode 7 of Chat Central. So much has happened this weekend, a lot of changes in the political world. One major change is Donald Trump leaving the White House and Joe Biden and Kamala Harris taking the White House. Over the last few days, we saw the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So we're going to talk about that and get right into this episode.
First, before we start, what's that news anchor voice you got going? What is that? Hi, live from Chicago. It's Chat Central. I had to get that out. I could tell because I was like, I don't know what that is. Oh man, but like you were saying, this week change came. No, why you messed it up? That was funny.
I could cut it out.
Oh, okay. Hey, like you were saying, this week change came with the inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. So, how did you guys feel about the inauguration? Did you all see Trump actually leave? And yeah, what was your inauguration day experience?
I guess for me, I had a few emotions. I was excited and I was also nervous for some reason. Well, I guess I won't
nervous.
Yeah. Just because anytime there's major change, like in the political world or just somebody bringing about change in general, that sparks a lot of fear in some people. And then, as we've seen in history, and I try not to relate it to this, but, it just instantly went in my mind, the assassination of JFK and MLK, and they were two people who brought about major change, when we were going through civil rights and trying to make things right for African Americans in the Black community. So being that Joe Biden and also Kamala Harris are so pro, trying to make major changes within the world and also specifically the Black community, just thinking about the Trump supporters, it really just made me nervous just thinking about what could they possibly do.
Yeah, I think a lot of that wasn't going to happen only because they took their chance during the Capitol riot, I guess. And so because you had that huge event, like the security was like extra trifecta on lock, right?
Yeah.
And then there's the part of the COVID. So the crowd at the inauguration was like maybe a third of what it normally would be. Because even like the Obama children weren't there. What's his name? Jimmy Carter, his family wasn't there. There wasn't really any way to get on the perimeter, I think, of DC, at least from my perception on television, is what it looked like. But I was happy to see my girl Michelle and Barack, because they look like, king and queen. Yes. Did you see the meme when they put them together looking like Destiny's Child?
Yeah.
And then JB's ass was like, who he said was Beyonce? Kamala? And I was like, you being real disrespectful right now.
Kamala should have been center since she was the VP. We love Michelle Obama, but at this time it wasn't her moment. So
her moment is always her moment.
Well, that's very true. But like I said, this was the day when Kamala got sworn into office, so she had such a major moment. Even though this wasn't like serious, I was just like, well, let her be in the middle. Let her have her Beyonce moment.
I guess. Did you watch the inauguration?
I did. It was wonderful. It was so wonderful. I had anxiety as well, though. like JB was talking about. I mean, I was really scared that something crazy was going to happen, because of everything that happened at the Capitol. But it was beautiful. Um, it's. I also felt like a sense of relief. Like, now we have somebody in the
Mm.
office that is presidential. Um, I just kind of felt at calm, and I'm looking forward to what this administration is going to be doing. So,
It was definitely a new day because they hadn't even ate dinner yet. And Biden was already in there signing off executive orders, and they swore in Warnock and Ossoff, and there was another senator that they swore in, that Kamala swore in that night. And did you guys see when Joe Biden swore in his cabinet, and he pretty much was like, "What you're not gonna do is be disrespectful, and if I find out about it, I'm gonna fire
I
your
heard
ass."
Yes,
about it.
Joe,
I
Yeah,
played
I heard
because
about
I
it.
saw that on YouTube and I played that so many times. I'm like, oh yeah, he mean business.
right. So I was all for that. So yeah, so what's next for Trump? Do you guys think? We just saw where Nancy Pelosi said that they were gonna serve the articles of impeachment on Monday, the 25th.
Mm-mm.
So what's next for you guys' former president?
So I think, well, from what I just saw, I think I got an alert from CNN that they moved it to February 8th, I think, because something was going on with, they wanted to make sure Joe's cabinet was in order first before they did all of that.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
thought it was something with Mitch
Okay.
McConnell. Honestly, I thought I read something that alluded to that. But
Mitch the bitch.
Ugh.
Yeah, but he doesn't have power, anymore. He's the minority Senate leader at this point. So I think the articles of impeachment are definitely going to be served sooner than later.
Mhm.
And I think there are going to be other charges outside of just like the political stuff. I think there are going to be like some legal charges that are brought forth. So this, I think, will be an interesting next couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if that man don't go in hiding somewhere.
As he should. Well, actually, I think he shouldn't. I want him to get everything that he deserves.
Yeah, him and Melanie.
Mm.
Him and Melanie. Um,
Melania.
oh, yeah, whatever her name is. So, with that being said, a little bit of fun this week with the Keyshia Cole and Ashanti battle. I don't know if this is anticipated uh, or not. It was one of those things that I didn't really care if it happened or if not. So, did you all watch the battle last night? I have some things that I want to say, but I want you guys to go first
well, I
before I
didn't
get
watch the
real ghetto.
battle. I knew that I wasn't. Yeah,
You
only
didn't miss
because I
nothing.
mean, the anticipation was there when it was first supposed to happen, and then to think they uh, rescheduled it like a second time. So at that point, I stopped following, to be quite honest. So I honestly did not watch
Yeah.
it. But I heard that it was just
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Mm. It was worse than that. Well, we know you watched it, Jonathan. Cause he been fanboying about this damn battle and stuff. He
Mm.
got notes and shit. He wrote a dissertation about it. So tell us about your feelings
I mean,
leading up to the battle and the battle itself.
well, leading up to it, I was excited just because I remember when they first started talking about it, or the idea of having Ashanti and Keyshia Cole, and I was like, you wouldn't really think of those two in the same category, but I could see it. And then as time went by, the anticipation kind of built up, and I was excited about it because I'm a fan of both
Mm-hmm.
of them. So
Mm-hmm.
when it was originally supposed to happen, I was like, okay, got my drink. This is when I was drinking, mind you. I'll have my drinks ready, and we're gonna have a good time. Then it gets canceled. Then they reschedule it. Then it gets canceled again. So finally, yesterday it happened, only for them to show up an hour and
Both
15
of them?
minutes late. Well, I'll correct myself. Ashanti showed up a little sooner than Keyshia Cole, but Keyshia Cole was an hour and 15 minutes late.
Ashanti was like an hour
Oh
late.
my goodness.
Like it was about 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
And Keisha came like 15,
Oh
20 minutes
wow.
after her.
Mm-hmm.
But so Keisha Cole's DJ went on one of the radio stations and he said that Keisha was there on time, but they were having issues with like the equipment. Like she couldn't see Ashanti, they couldn't get the audio right, and it just set the mood from there because she's a perfectionist and she wanted everything to, be functioning as it should
Yeah.
be, right? And I'm not mad about that. However, there's a certain level of, I think, classiness and professionalism that you should have when it comes to your fans, and you keep the background stuff, in the background. I don't think you ever should let it show because you ruined the moment for all the fans. Like she showed up,
Oh
Sean, with a whole
wow.
attitude. And I
Because
was
at first
like,
I was thinking,
See,
because
this
me and a
bitch,
couple of
I'm
friends were kind of
already.
thinking like what was going on, like based on what they were telling me about what happened. And I was like, well, maybe she didn't get nobody to watch that baby. Like I was just,
She
well,
got two
like I think the
of
other one, the first one, he kind of old enough to watch himself. But yeah. So we
yeah.
was like, well, maybe she didn't get
Okay.
no babysitter, and he was playing or something. But I don't really know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, being that she was so ready for the last battle and she was there and, what happened with Ashanti getting COVID, she shouldn't really be faulted. I do think her energy,
She shouldn't be faulted for her
well,
attitude.
I do think her energy was a little off. Now, I don't know what happened. I guess you kind of hinted on, some issues with the sound or the visual, but that's just life. I don't think that she should have came on screen like that, but I can understand her frustration, especially like you said,
Yeah.
since she's a perfectionist and you just wanna come across, in the right way.
Yeah. And you know what? I've heard, I love Beyonce, but I've heard behind the scenes, Beyonce is a
Oh
bitch
yeah.
when it comes to, the show going right and everything. But when she get out on that stage, she never gives bitch
Mm-hmm.
energy. You know what I mean?
So
And
let
she
me ask
never
y'all
spoils it
this:
for the
since I
fans.
did not watch,
Now,
do you feel like?
yeah,
But do you
you
feel
ain't miss
like
nothing.
Ashanti felt that energy, or they were good? Like, how was their relationship as far as the verses are?
Oh, Ashanti definitely
Oh,
felt Keisha's
Oh yeah.
energy because there was a little moment when I thought Ashanti was gonna be
oh
like, "Bitch, who
wow.
you talking to?"
Right. That's definitely what it gave.
But she kept it real cute and she kept it real classy, crossed her legs and flipped that $1,000
Mhm.
weave back, and she kept it real cute. Do you remember that,
Yeah, I
Jonathan?
will say that for me, Ashanti's energy alone kind of won this battle for her. Just
It made it,
because when
yeah.
she came in, like even though she was late, she was a good sport about it. Like she was like, even though I can't play the songs for the battle just yet, let's play some records and we can just have a good time. And then she was responding to some of the comments in Instagram and just trying to really lighten the mood. And even when Keisha Cole came on finally, she was just like, it's okay, things happen, you here, but we just, we're gonna make the best of it. And
Ashanti last night showed that she was a very, very, very strong class act.
mhm.
Now, that doesn't mean that she can sing because she not dare need to sing live no more. Okay, especially not no Tamia song because she started singing "So Into You," and I was looking at the screen with like the straight face emoji. I'm like, you really doing
Oh
this right
Lord.
now, Shanti? It was terrible. Oh my
Mind
gosh!
y'all, me and
But
She'll have this argument all the time about Ashanti's level of singing ability.
there is no level. It's like level one. She cannot sing. Shanti is not a vocalist. She's a pretty face, real pretty. She could dress her ass off. She's a class act. I love her personality. She is not a vocalist.
I can take that because some people are actually singers or singers, like they say in the black community, and some people are actually vocalists. You have a certain skill and technique. So, um, I guess when you compare Keisha Cole and Ashanti, and I'll be nice about this. even though I love the rawness of Keyshia Cole's voice, I feel like she's not trained well. Like last night,
She's not.
it was just bad.
It was a hot ghetto ratchet mess. That's literally what it was. I was like, y'all need to just play the music and don't even now one of y'all need to sing, especially
No,
not
I will
Ashanti.
say
But
compared to Keyshia Cole last night, I think Ashanti has grown as a singer. I preferred her voice over Keyshia Cole's way more.
there's silence because I'm trying to get my thoughts together because I can't
Well,
believe
I'm
you just said
definitely gonna
that.
watch it on YouTube, and because I definitely wanna.
Yeah. Look at the Revolt. Revolt TV has like the version that cut out, the first hour and a half that
Okay.
people were waiting and
Mm.
stuff. Yeah, so watch the Revolt
So did
version of
Swiss Beats
that.
have
But
an opinion about it, or
so
did
who
he comment and say something?
he didn't like the
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
tardiness.
okay, okay.
He was like it was very
I think
disrespectful.
it was also, but let's keep in mind this isn't the first time that we've had to wait 30 minutes or more for
Cause
yeah
Gucci,
for them to come on screen. Gucci and Jeezy made us wait forever. Even Brandy and Monica, they
yeah,
made us wait about 30 minutes before they got on the screen.
that was Monica. That wasn't Brandy. Brandy's always on time. I'm just gonna put that out there. So
Hmm.
JB, who did you have winning that battle? Did you keep a score?
It was just really hard for me just because every song that they played, I felt like it took me back to a moment when I first heard it. And
Mm-hmm.
Keisha Cole just has those songs that just make you think about heartbreak and the love that you lost. And
Mm-hmm.
then Ashanti has those kind of songs that you can really just
The
bop to,
Murder
like,
Inc. records.
hits. So I
Mm-hmm.
guess if I had to think about overall, even though I don't feel like there should be a winner per se, I would have to go with Ashanti
Oh,
because she kept the
okay.
momentum up. A lot of her songs were like upbeat versus
Yeah.
Keisha Cole. They're heartbreak songs, so even though you feel it, it kind of
Mm-hmm.
brings the mood down.
Right.
And she has a strong female fan base also.
Right. Now, lyrically, as far as the songs themselves for the rounds, I gave Keisha 11, Ashanti 9, and there was one song that tied, I think, in round three. I didn't know either one of those songs. No, I had 11 to 9. No, that
Mm.
is 20. But there is a song that they play in round three. I didn't know either one of those songs. And I think there were a couple of instances that Ashanti could have played better songs or she could have made
But
better
see, that's the thing.
choices.
Like, she has so many songs, and I think we discussed this when we were texting. She has so many features that
Hmm.
she didn't play last night, just because they were
Hmm.
limited on time because they started so late, and then they were only
Right.
limited to I think 11 or 12 songs. So she could have definitely
Right.
given way more, and even Keisha Cole could have also.
Well, she could have gave some that were better than
Yeah,
what she played, is what I'm saying. Like she played Down for You with Ja, and I just know there are other songs that
but
she
that
could
was
have
like
played
a big
that were
moment in her
like better
career.
than that. Mm, yeah, but did that song like translate like that? Like I remember listening to it like a few times, but it wasn't like, baby, 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 like all over the airways and stuff like that. It was a big part of the whole Murder Inc. thing, but if you put that song up against some of the others that she did, does that like
I
stand out as much? I don't know, because you're the fanboy, so you would have to tell
well,
me.
I'll say just looking at it, even outside of just being a fan and just being a regular person,
Hmm.
I'll say Keisha Cole has
Hmm.
more songs that she did by herself that are considered fan favorites and hits over Ashanti. Ashanti has a good amount of solo songs, but then she has a lot of features. So, and
Hmm.
even though those
Hmm.
features put her on Billboard, they're also a part of somebody else's catalog. So, you know,
Right. I mean, something else that I noticed in the battle last night was like the Doritos
Ugh.
chips and like all of that. And I was like, what was that about? And did you get a chance to vote for the Doritos fan pick? Because I don't remember
Oh,
being asked a song or anything. So where
I
did
didn't
that
know
come from? The
anything.
whole Doritos
I didn't know
club.
anything about that until you just said it.
There was like a Doritos fan pick. It was like two songs that they played like three times for some odd reason. They kept saying they were fan picks. So I was like, who are the fans and who voted for these songs? Because I don't remember
Yeah,
seeing
I
all
saw when they kept holding up the bag and then they played the song again. I think um,
of
they played a song twice. So I guess that's the fan
them.
pick.
Uh-huh.
But I was like, I understand the deal with Doritos and Ciroc, but I was like, where does the song
It's a
association come in?
cheesy.
So
Right.
yeah.
It was terrible, Bob. So with because I don't know how many versus battles we've been, we've watched. And so with that, are you like over versus now? Is it becoming like too commercial with, Apple's involvement? Like how are you feeling about what versus was to now? And are you looking forward to more versus battles?
Um, I remember it starting off being, this thing where we were just celebrating the culture and being at home and you tune into Instagram to see your favorites just battle each other. And it wasn't really even about a battle, even though it's called a versus battle, it was just a celebration of music. So to see that,
Mhm. It was very
yeah.
nostalgic for the people
So
watching.
what they did last night brought it back to what it originally was supposed to be outside of the endorsements and the sponsorships. So I
Mhm.
just feel like now, even with them like getting this NFL deal and, putting all of these sponsorships in, it's
Mhm.
just becoming too much. And it's taken away from what we loved about it originally. So
Mhm.
I think I
Mhm.
would be open to seeing one more if it was somebody that I really wanted to see. But then after that, I'm kind of over it.
So Sean is like, did you not watch the battle
I mean, I
last
didn't
night
watch
because
it
like
because,
you're
like I
over the
said,
whole
the
versus thing?
anticipation went down. Like, I mean, I was into it when it first was about to happen, because I had kind of been following, not every single versus
Hmm.
battle, but obviously the ones that I was interested in. But at this point, you just kind of get busy, and it's like,
Hmm.
it was. I'm not interested anymore. You know what I mean? Like, no offense to anything, it was just like, okay,
Mhm.
because one time,
Hmm.
the second time, and it's like, oh, okay, I'm definitely not holding my breath for this anymore. So,
Hmm.
right.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm over versus, but I'm still gonna watch it. It's kind of like Power. Like you get overpowered, but you're still gonna watch it anyways because you're loyal to like the franchise itself. But I don't like the fact that it's gotten so commercial. Like I miss when it was just, two people, they was at their house and they was playing all they hit records. They didn't have a whole staff of people. They didn't need all this money to even show up. And I don't know, that's kind of like taken away
Yeah.
from what it is. But isn't that everything though? Like things start out great and then like a company comes in and purchases it or does an acquisition of some sort or invest in it and you tend to kind of get
I agree.
away from what it originally started as. Like what are they supposed to be doing with the NFL? I'm
And I
confused.
read about it briefly, but I guess they're supposed to have um, highlights and let those highlights battle each other from NFL players. I'm like, we don't want that. Like, I'm sure somebody will watch it.
Black people didn't
Yeah,
ask for that.
we
Black people
sure
didn't
didn't.
ask for that. This is supposed to be something that black people can have and keep
Right.
for us, right? Without any Caucasian interference. Yeah, I said it. And so now it going to like the NFL that just completely turns it into
Yeah.
unseasoned chicken. Like I'm not happy
And
about
I
that.
get, wanting to make more money. Everybody does, but at some point you have to understand what's more important. Is it the legacy that you're trying to build and leave with this platform that you've built, or is it more so about money and finance?
But what's crazy is that everybody who's doing these versus battles, they all
Yeah.
got plenty money. Like doing something one time, right? Maybe not on Swiss and
Mm-hmm.
Timberland's level because it's a constant production. But like from the artist perspective, like doing one free show is not gonna like pop your
Exactly.
pocket. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's only gonna actually it's gonna make you more money because like last night they had over a
Mm-hmm.
million viewers. Sean, they had a million people watching. Keisha Cole ain't never had a million people sitting there
Mm-hmm.
watching her. Ashanti ain't
Now,
never had a million people sitting in one
hold on,
area
hold on.
watching
We can
her.
say that for Keisha Cole, but not
She
Ashanti.
no, when did Ashanti have a million people at one time watching her? Please let the girls know.
I
I'm
just really
waiting.
want you to research and check the facts on Ashanti. Ashanti was major.
No, I didn't say she wasn't major. Okay. Murder Inc. was major because notice when Murder Inc., goes away, Ashanti becomes an
Right.
independent artist and we haven't heard much since. But I'm not saying that the force behind Ashanti wasn't great. I recognize that. However, neither one of these people have had, and no
Mm-hmm.
artists, right? Not Brandy, not Monica, not any of them have had 1 million people at one time watching them. So what I'm saying is the power of their music goes a lot further than doing like a concert where you have 50,000 people in an arena or
I
what
can
have
agree to
you,
that.
right? And so even if they did the verses for free, right, they still would generate income off that based off of
Mm-hmm.
the exposure and the streams and the merch and all of those other things. Like they even selling raggedy ass merch for versus battles. Have y'all seen them
Mm-hmm.
raggedy ass shirts, them raggedy ass sweatshirts, like with the logo just printed on the shit? I'm like, I'm not paying you
Now
fifty
I will
bucks for
say
that. I
I
can do
was
that
gonna
myself.
buy the, yeah,
Get the
but they
Brandy and
had
Monica
sold
one.
out.
Hmm. I have a friend. She could probably make you one, and it's not gonna cost you. It's not gonna cost you $50 or whatever. But yeah, I don't like the commercialism of it all. My favorite battle of all of this outside of Brandy and Monica, because I am biased towards Brandy, was the Jonte Austin and Neo battle. That was the best one. They both had crispy audio. They both were sitting in their studios and they were just vibing and playing music back and forth and telling a few stories. And that was without a team and light effect and marketing and all of the other stuff that
Yeah,
Versus
I
was
mean, with that particular battle, I think it was building up at that point, so I wasn't as interested as I am now. Well, I've kind of lost interest now,
on.
but that wasn't a particular battle that I really just wanted to see, so I skipped over
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go back and watch that. I think I'm gonna
Hmm.
go back and watch that.
Have you gone back and watched it? Y'all need to, I'm telling, if y'all go back and watch the Jonte Austin and Neo, actually, that's y'all's homework, okay? Go back, watch the Neo and Jonte Austin battle, and let's talk about it and tell me what you think. And I'm like 100% sure you guys will enjoy it because it's without the theatrics. It's really just black music and two black kings celebrating themselves, which brings me to my next and probably last point.
it.
Jonathan, this you calling Keyshia Cole and Ashanti R&B queens or legends or whatever the hell, you are taking this way too far.
Okay, have your feelings about how you feel about their level of singing, but we will not take away from what they've done for R&B music. Even Ashanti.
I agree, but they're not queens though.
Well, I
Like they're
think.
not
Well, let me
legends. Like
interject.
I don't
I
know
think there's a
what
difference
terminology you
between a
use, but
queen and a legend. They are queens in their own right.
please
They may
do
not be like legend status where you may
that
consider like a Whitney
R&B.
Houston or a Mariah Carey or something to that nature, Aretha Franklin or something like that. But but I do think they're queens in their own right. I respect their music. But
I they're princesses.
Oh,
Well, can we say? Well, I'll stand by Queen just because, Sean, you made a good point. They're queens in their own right, and I do feel like they are queens in R&B. So, um, and they've been in this industry now with Ashanti since probably 2001. That's
Yeah, it has been 20
yeah.
years. It has been 20 years. Yeah, I'm just really cracking up because I just thought she can't sing. I don't know what else to, I don't know what else to. Okay, so with that, was a R&B, if there was going to be another R&B battle that's not a group, who would you guys like to see? If it's not a group, it could be man or female or male.
Hmm.
I want to see Tasia, but I don't know that
Well,
she got
see,
20. I'll take
if you
10 from
said
Tasia.
Fantasia, the only other person who could battle her, yeah, but
Is
like
J Hood.
I guess it would just then have to be about
That'd
the
be too
music
loud.
because I don't really see J Hood having more than 10 hits. I don't even think she has more than
Right.
five,
I mean, they
to be
both,
honest.
I was going to say, they both could sit there and just yell at the
I
screen all
think
day
what
because
I gathered from
No.
Versus was it wasn't everything that was
because that'll
had
be.
so much radio success. They played a lot of, songs that were probably popular on the album. But for me, I am a huge fan of Tank. I think he's so underrated. Like, baby, Tank
Yes.
is amazing.
Oh, I didn't think about him. So
I
I
don't,
love that, Sean.
oh,
Who goes
Um,
against him,
you
though?
know what?
Tyrese?
Mark brought up a good point last night, and considering it's kind of ironic though, but considering that they were all in a group together, it would be kind of good to have a three-way battle between
yeah, that'd
Tyrese,
be nice. I
Tank,
can
and
see that.
Genuine.
And they did like 8 songs because I ain't
Have
got
you
time to
heard that
sit there for
album
y'all
though?
to
That
do
TGT album. Oh
20
my
songs a piece.
God,
Now
it
I
was
can't.
classic,
Mhm.
classic.
TGT, I like
Yes.
it. You know, it was soulful. But you know what? It didn't go anywhere because them
Mm-hmm.
niggas couldn't get along. Like they just couldn't get along. They
It's
worse
all
than
Tyrese.
New Edition and
How
stuff.
y'all know?
Yeah,
Hmm.
he's emotional. And Genuine a little bit too.
Yeah,
And a
they
little bit of
said
Genuine
Genuine
too.
was hitting the
Oh,
powder, but I don't know that to be
yeah.
true,
Ain't
so I'll
nobody
say
trying to get
allegedly.
sued for nothing we don't have, honey.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they at some point, I mean, I feel like that just
Yeah.
comes with the industry. In essence, but I forgot it. But let me go download TGT on my
Hmm.
Spotify. Um tonight. Shy, you just man, I forgot about Tank. Cause
Yeah,
like you
he is
said,
amazing.
he
He
don't
is
get no
amazing.
radio play. Like he don't even he doesn't even show up in my streams. Like you know how like Spotify and I'm sure Apple Music like
And
recommend
you would be surprised
artists
how
and
Who,
recommend
Tank?
many
songs and
like
stuff
songs
based
he's
on like your
written
listening
for like
patterns.
other artists as well.
I feel like out of all of them, Tank
Yeah,
is
you know what?
still the one
Right.
that's the
But
most
you know what?
relevant.
Let me say something. You know who I would love to see?
He's
Tank, and I
relevant.
love Jamie
Go
Foxx.
ahead on,
Jamie
Sean.
Foxx got some hits now, baby.
Who?
I'm say what you want. I promise you, he can
Mm.
sing. Tank and
Yeah,
Jamie Foxx, like
he
Jamie
got a
Foxx got
voice
what, two,
too.
3 albums? Like he got, yeah, he can go too.
Yeah, I'm thinking it wouldn't be a versus though. We would have to change the name, and I don't know why don't these artists get together and just do their own like
Well, you just
Instagram concert? Like, why can't they do their own live, like where they go live with each other and do their own
because then you take
thing?
out the money.
But is that like piggybacking off? I'm over it. I'm over it because I'm surprised like no one has done like an Instagram concert or a Facebook concert or other than the verses. But I guess if you did that, are you kind of like copying off verses at that point? And so
Well, not
you don't
to
really want to do
bring her
that.
up again because I know how much you just dislike her, but Ashanti actually was one of the first people to start having concerts virtually on Instagram. I don't know how much of a profit it made,
Mm.
but you know,
Hmm. No, it's not that. Okay, let me clear this up. It's not that I don't like Ashanti. I think she's very pretty, and I love like the songs that she made with Murder Inc. I think those are great, and I also think she's a
Mm-hmm.
really talented artist. In terms of writing, let me say that I think she's a great songwriter. I just don't think she can sing, but I don't think a lot of people can sing. I think we use that, oh, this person can sing, and we just attach it to anybody who puts vocals on like a track. Like I don't think Jennifer
I will
Lopez can
say
sing.
to agree with you.
Like
Compared to
it's a couple
who
of people I
though?
can go
To
down the
agree with
list.
you
Sierra either.
to a certain extent, I do think that a pretty face can take you a long way. Uh,
Oh, definitely, and it should because I
right.
don't want to look at no
J
ugly
Lo
girl.
can't sing in one key to save her life. Like the fact that
So, JB,
She
you
was at
got
the
that music tattoo.
inauguration,
you
What that
know
honey.
make
what?
you like critic or something?
Well, no, it just means that I am a singer. You know, ain't no
My
faking over
goodness.
here.
Oh my
Um,
goodness.
He
I
sung at
did it, you know, and
graduation.
everybody got
He
up, they
sung at
Was
clapped,
it a
you know, it was
solo?
graduation.
an a round of
It was
applause.
good.
What,
He sung a Brandy
when you
song.
was
If I had
it
one
when you? Oh, wait a minute.
star of
You sung a solo when you
voice.
graduated ICDC? What?
And where did Kennesaw State University get you?
Working
Right.
4 jobs. Yeah, you should have went to trade school.
Let's not all forget we had very
Standing out
humble
in the
beginnings
cold.
at Ryla. But okay. But listen, while we talking about comparison,
Oh
JB, can
man.
you tell me, is Rosati's known for good pizza? Cause
What
I'm
happened?
hungry.
It's who what?
This taking a little longer than what I expected. But Rosati is
And she wants you to make a food
um,
recommendation.
I guess we'll wrap it up.
Yeah,
dang.
we gotta get out of here so my girl can eat something and because we grown and we got bedtimes and that's just what it is. So we have a really, really good episode that we want to talk about next time, and I think you guys would really, really, really enjoy it. So we'll kind of keep that under wraps until you advertise it on our social
Yes.
media. Please and thank
We'll
you,
see y'all
Jonathan.
Yes.
later
Have a
to the
good
next
night,
episode.
everyone. Bye.
Bye.